Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so very good morning. My name is Deepthi, and I'll be giving a demo on cloud testing. Uh, as it's a 1 hour demo, and everything cannot be covered in this 1 hour session. So I'll first speak about what I'll be covering in the future sessions. So because I have not added the agenda over there, but Simran has already shared the agenda with all of us. So, basics of cloud computing, cloud delivery model that are all SaaS, PaaS, and infrastructure as a security. Then comparison of models, cloud models, and then types of clouds that are private, public, hybrid, and the advantages of all these three types of clouds and disadvantages, then introduction of cloud testing. And I'm not going to read out everything, but the main point what everyone is looking for, that is cloud testing and how it is different from on-prem testing. So for that I'll be covering uh, what we do on-prem and what we do on cloud testing. The testings are exactly same, but the only difference is they are done on cloud. So in future sessions, I'll be covering the demos, how each of the testing, functional testing, load testing, stress testing, the different kind of testing that we cover in cloud testing, how can they be done in cloud? Because we all are basically here for that, and you guys are here to learn that how all those testings are done in cloud. So I'll be covering all those testing techniques in cloud with the demo on Azure cloud. There's no difference much in Azure and AWS when it comes to testing or development, just that the infrastructure is different because the platform is different. Once you deploy those machines and VMs, everything is same for you. There's no difference for that. So testing will not make any difference irrespective of which cloud it is. And then we'll be coming to cloud testing strategy, test plans, and test cases. These are exactly same the way we do in on-prem. The only thing is because the infrastructure and the cloud provider will change. So on that topics, we'll talk about how it can be done differently in cloud. And this most important thing is when we talk about cloud, that means we are moving our infrastructure from on-prem to cloud. So how this migration happens and how it can be conducted, that will be covered in cloud migration testing. And what kind of software hardware environment we use in cloud testing, that also will be covered. And then disaster recovery, high availability, backup and restore, uh, these things will be covered in cloud testing with demos. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay. So first thing is cloud computing. What exactly a cloud computing? So before that, how this cloud came into the picture? How did they decide that we have to build a cloud infrastructure, and we have to move our resources to cloud? How this cloud arrived? So long back ago, I think in 1990 or 991, somewhere around the technology came, that is virtualization. Okay, so what exactly the virtualization is? Virtualization is like creating virtual machines that represent servers, storage, network, and other physical machines. Okay, why this virtualization is important and what exactly is done in virtualization? Let's say you have your laptop or you have a physical machine, your desktop machine, and you have a big size of memory and big CPU, everything is available with you. But do you really use that resource 100%? Not really. That is what was happening in the companies, also in the industry. Also, they were buying a huge hardware, occupying such a big space in the office, and then not using up to the mark, not using 100% resources. So there the virtualization came into the picture when they decided that the resources should be divided in different virtual machines so that it can be used 100%. So then they created a layer of your hardware And from that they started dividing the resources like your storage, your CPU, your memory in different small chunks that are called virtual machines. And then they can deploy any OS on any of the these chunks, and could create multiple machines out of that, and then they could use 100% of resources. So that was the basic thing behind the virtualization. I'm not going into deep dive right now, but this is the basic thing which actually given birth to cloud. The main was virtualization. So after virtualization, we came into cloud computing. Okay, cloud computing means chunking out the resources. So that is what was done in cloud computing. Whatever you want, you use it, and that much you use and pay for it. So your resources are not going waste. Your infrastructure, the setup is will not be costing you, and you will pay what you are using. So in that way we got virtual machines, storage, database, and networking. In the cloud environment, you created virtual machines, you created storage, you created database, and networking, the important thing where you want manpower to maintain your infrastructure. And networking is a very important part and very difficult part to maintain. So, because of cloud, when everything is outsourced and someone else is providing you the platform to create machines, to create your storage, you don't have to maintain it. You don't have to pay for the infrastructure and buildings in your office. So, that was the main reason behind cloud computing coming into the picture. So, what are the five important characteristics of cloud? Okay, NIST. See, initially when cloud computing came into the market, everyone started calling the web services and web applications as a cloud service because they were providing the web application. But that was not the case. So, NIST decided that there should be five characteristics for any company or any provider to call it as a cloud service. So what are those five characteristics are? One is on demand self service. So you don't have to wait for someone else and to come and help you if you want to initiate a virtual machine, or if you want to initiate a database, or networking, or a subnet or vnet. You can do it on your own. It is so easy. It is so like a click away. So that is why it was called on demand self service. Broad network access. See, cloud means all the services are available for you. Because in offices, what happens, you have to only you can only buy which is required. But if the requirement is increasing and then you have to buy more infrastructure, you have to wait for it for a month or so to get the machines and software from the providers. But it was very difficult for companies to pay for it and wait for such a long time, because when you have a project in your company, then client is waiting for you to get started immediately. So broad network access, you could in cloud, whatever you want, as I said, it's a click away. You just pay for it and everything is available for you, any infrastructure you need. Resource pooling, yes, as I said, the virtualization means chunking out the resources in small pieces so that you use your resources to the 100%. So resource pooling is very easy over there. You save your cost. If you want four virtual CPU machine, you will only pay for that. And if you want to reduce it, if you want to increase your memory, if you want to reduce your memory, so resource pooling will help you in that. And the best part is you can save the cost. Rapid elasticity. As you would have heard that Flipkart has sale, Amazon has sale. So do you think they maintain the same servers at all the time? No, because they want to save the cost. So when they have sale, or they don't have sale also in the morning time, in the night time, when people are using less uh, uh, for the less time, Amazon services or Flipkart services or Myntra services, or the Christmas time, the servers capacity will be changing. So rapid elasticity is there. You don't have to do anything. You just configure your cloud, and as per your requirement, your server configuration will change. So it will provide you rapid elasticity. If there is demand, it will increase. If there's no demand, it is a night time, or it is Christmas time, when companies are shut, so it will automatically reduce. And it just, you have to set the settings for the time, and it will be done for you automatically. Then measured services means pay as you go. So you are only paying for what you are using and for what time you are using. You are not paying extra. If your machine is deallocated, you are paying less amount. If you are not using it, you just decommission the machine, and then you will not be paying any cost for it. So that is called a measured services. Then cloud service providers. See, they give you the cloud service providers, that is CSP, gives you the flexibility to build, manage, and deliver small and large scale web and mobile applications. You would have heard about SaaS, software as a service. So the web-based application and mobile application, whatever you want to use, you want to develop, you want to test, everything is available in cloud. With virtual machine hosting, you just have to use your internet. And even the best part, NIST decided that many people don't have a good broadband service all the time available. So if you are using your application on, if you want to open, let's say, Azure cloud on your phone, or on your iPad, or on your tablet, on your laptop, so there should not be a bandwidth issue. So that is also covered in cloud services, that you don't need a big broadband service or very good bandwidth to use your services. A normal bandwidth also will help you to use their service without any issues. And as I already told you, you pay only what you use and what you need. Then cloud deployment models. We have mainly four types of cloud deployment models available in the market: the public, private, community, and hybrid.
Hey, hi Dipti, are you able to hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Dipti, are you sharing something? Because only we are seeing only cloud testing that PPT only.
Oh, yes,
We
I
are
am
not saying
sharing.
anything.
You can tell me. Okay, 1 minute. Okay.
Whatever you are saying, we are not able to see it.
Oh, I'll just share again.
I mean, I thought you are giving intro and then you'll start the PPT.
No, no, no. I am showing. I don't know why you guys are not able to see. Can you guys see now?
We are
Not
able
at
to see your
Yes.
download page only.
You can't see.
I am not able to see your PPT, Dipti.
Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. What, because it's showing that it's sharing.
I think you are sharing individually. Can
No,
you
no,
share
no.
it all?
I have no. I have shared everything. Okay, 1 minute. Now can you see?
Yes, able to see.
Yep.
So meanwhile, can you please explain what is the meaning of a cloud testing? What is
See, I'll
cloud
tell you.
actually?
Yes. See, cloud is see. There's no difference. The infrastructure will be same in cloud. What is there in on-prem? The only thing is the physical machine, physical servers will not be present in your office. Okay, you will not be paying for the infrastructure and for the space. You cannot see the physical machine. You cannot touch it. It is there in the cloud. It is there in it is placed somewhere else, and that you are using. That is why the name has given cloud. Okay, so this is cloud. And why do we call it cloud testing? It is it is nothing different. Okay, I have been doing this from past 15 years. I'm into testing, and it's been 10 years I'm into cloud testing. It is called cloud based testing. Okay, so what you do in on-prem, now you are doing in cloud. That's the only difference. Like if you're doing functional testing, you are testing your web-based application, you are not doing it in on-prem, you are doing it on Azure or AWS or GCP. You are doing it in cloud. That's the only difference. If you are testing, if you're doing load testing, you'll be using JMeter in on-prem also, you'll be using JMeter in cloud also. The only difference will be Azure has its own service for that. Azure load testing, if you go and search, it has Azure cloud test, sorry, Azure load testing. So that will provide you the JMeter facility. They will provide you for functional testing. They will provide you Selenium. And if you are doing if you want to deploy any database, you don't we will not deploy SQL server in your environment. You will deploy SQL server in Azure or in AWS. So that's the only difference. It don't get confused with cloud testing, that oh, it is something different. It is not different. It is cloud based testing. Okay, did you get my point?
What are the tools are you using? Is it functional or it is automation tools you are using?
See, I use JMeter and Selenium for my testing in cloud. And we mainly do migrations. I'm into migration, and we do deployments of different kind of virtual machines, and use PowerShell for creating frameworks. That is what I do in my day-to-day life. And you have DevOps also. For if you want CI/CD pipeline to be created, you have DevOps available in all Azure, AWS, GCP. You create, you do your development over there, and you can create your test suite in your cloud, and you can provide your test cases over there. You can write your script for individual test case, and then you can execute it, and it will be done automatically. You just have to initially set up everything through DevOps. So these are the different ways of doing it.
So in this training, are you providing which tool are you providing for the training?
See, what I'll be doing is I'll be covering all the cloud-based testing which can be done on-prem, and how differently they are done. So whatever tools will be coming for each type of testing, like for functional testing, I'll show you one tool, and for load testing, I'll show you JMeter, and like we do compatibility testing, we do scalability, and we do performance testing. So how they are done, and for everything I'll give you one example, one tool at least I will use.
So is there sufficient time like to complete all the tool within the time? Like it is 35 or 40 hours, right? So is it
Yes.
sufficient?
See, I can give you the basic idea, but we are not going to in depth and use. We are not here to discuss tools, because if you are going for only DevOps, then there's a different training for DevOps. Okay, and DevOps is also a major thing for testing. Uh, but if you want to learn completely DevOps end to end, then you have to go for DevOps testing. I can guide you with Selenium. I can guide you with JMeter. How it is done for like API testing, we use Postman. So how it can be done, but once you will get hands-on, you will be able to use it.
No, my doubt is, see, I have more than 10-year experience in testing. So
Okay,
currently
so
I'm
what you
working in
have
the
done right
Selenium.
now? In 10 years, what you have done?
So I did automation in Selenium, REST assured in
Okay,
API testing and functional
okay,
testing. This is my skill set. Okay.
okay,
So
okay,
JMeter I have no idea. Okay. Load run also I don't have any idea. Okay. So I
okay,
have basically zero, means out of five. only zero. My rating will be zero. So how we can get the J meter and all those things? That is my doubt.
See,
You
as
got it?
I'm
What
going
I'm
to
saying?
teach you, you also have to work on you. You also have to study. See, it can never be a spoon feeding when you are, even though you are 10 years of experience, or I would say, even if my daughter is there and I cannot spoon feed her. So I can give you the basic idea how Jmeter, it is not a rocket science, first of all, I would say. Okay. So you can learn it very easily. It is not a big deal. I'll give you an idea how we add the script. I'll give you example of one or two or three test cases. Then you will practice. You will install JMeter on your machine, and you will create like for login. Let's say you are going to test login page. Okay, username and password. So if I'll tell you five combinations of username password, how can we test? Then you can automatically test the next pages using the help available in the on Google, and JMeter documents are there. You can create your own scenarios and try to test them. Once you'll get the project in your company, you will automatically learn it. See, anything when
Okay.
it comes to your plate, it is not difficult, trust me. So
Okay.
as you said, you have experience in Selenium, you have experience. So REST APIs, how have you tested them? Which language did you use?
Java.
Okay, so you know Java. Okay, so JMeter also uses Java. So for
Hmm.
scripting, you can use your Java skills over there, and it'll be very easy for you to go ahead.
So Deepthi, what about the people who doesn't have any experience on scripting or any other languages? Like, say, I'm just a manual tester. So
Okay, so
will you recommend to go ahead with this course, or how do you suggest?
see, it is not necessary all the time to know the complete language. See, when it depends upon your project also. I would not say that there's no life for manual testers in market. There's good scope for manual testers to move to cloud. That is what I said. It is cloud-based testing. It is not cloud testing. There is no rocket science. There is no difference. I have not I never felt that there is some change, that the thing is hardware is was in on-prem, now it's a virtual machine for me. So that is what I have seen. And for manual testers there's no problem, because JMeter, if you are trying to go ahead in performance testing, you can start today also, you can start any day. If you want to start with Postman for REST API testings, that also a manual tester can do easily. There is not a big deal, it is not a big problem for them, because when I was manual tester, I tested REST API. I had no knowledge of scripting. I moved to cloud when I had no knowledge of scripting. So it is not difficult for manual testers. That's my personal experience.
Okay.
And
Okay. Thank
not all the time scripting is required. If you are a manual tester, then you have to create your virtual machine, you have to create your infrastructure, and then you can do migration testing. And REST API testing can be also easily done. There's not a big problem for manual testers. I haven't faced any problem in that. How many years of experience do you have?
Around 3 4 years.
Yeah, so I would say, do you have any experience on cloud?
No, I'll say -1.
Minus one? Okay. So we'll start in such a way that you are aware of what all services we use in cloud, and how a virtual machine is created, and what basically the migration is. And once you will get hands-on on this, you will automatically learn how to do a cloud testing. Okay. That will not be a big problem.
Super. Okay.
And it is
Thanks.
not required that you are only going to do uh, functional testing. So you might not require Selenium also. Every company doesn't do functional testing. It depends upon the project. Because if you are from networking project and you have testing related to that, you don't need Selenium for that. Even PowerShell is a very good tool. You should learn that, and it's very easy to learn. I would suggest learn PowerShell. For Azure, PowerShell combination is the best.
Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead with this introduction. This course, and maybe going ahead, you just give
Yeah,
me some hints. What are the things I need to get learned? I'll
yeah.
take over and then I'll do it.
Sure, sure. Okay. Yeah. I covered till here CSP, and I was here on cloud deployment models. Okay, so we have four types of cloud deployment models. There are public, private, community, and hybrid. And first one is public clouds. Whenever you talk about cloud, people only think about public cloud. Okay, so that's the only thing comes into mind, that everything is available in cloud and we just have to go and use those services. And that is true also, because public cloud is mostly used in the market. Maximum companies use public cloud. Apart from army or banking domain companies, they don't go for completely public. They either go for private or a hybrid cloud. What exactly we do in public cloud, companies don't want to, when your company don't want to spend on infrastructure, and the startups, if you have seen coming up in the market, they don't have space. They run in very small I would say flat. I have seen they run in flats, and they don't have space to keep the those many servers, and they can't promise customers that we'll come after 2 months, and because my servers are coming after 2 months, and then we'll start our development testing. No one is going to wait in this race type of environment outside in the industry. So everyone want to be ahead of other person. So then they go for public cloud and deploy their services. You can deploy your any database you have. For testing and development, you have DevOps. For load testing and for development, you have your own machines you can deploy. You have containerization can be done, where multiple machines will be running together, and you will not be able to see those services running. And it will use very less in infrastructure of even in cloud. So all those services are available in cloud. So that is why availability is the one benefit that is available in public cloud. Scalability, anytime, how many CPUs, how many memory, how much storage you want. Right now, like I want only 5 TB storage, and now now I have to save more files, more data. So then I'll go ahead with 10 TB, and that is also a click away. I don't have to wait for that. Accessibility, of course, it's accessible from anywhere. Wherever in the world you are sitting, you can access your machine anytime, uh, from anywhere. And of course, cost saving, when we are saying we are not paying for maintenance, we are not paying for infrastructure, of course we are saving money on it. And drawback, integration limitations, this is the one of the major problem. Is the integration limitation is like, see, we have couple of providers available in the market: AWS, Azure, GCP. So it is not like that I'll be only going for AWS, only going for Azure, or only going for GCP. That doesn't happen, because some services Azure provides the best, some are from AWS, some are from GCP. So I want to use the mixed cloud. Then suppose if your server is AWS, okay, and your reporting server is at different location on uh, Azure or on-prem, then for transferring the data, that integration becomes a problem, because every time your cloud provider is not going to expose their APIs to you. So what happens, you have to either copy everything on the different machine, it's a on-prem or cloud, or you have to uh, either copy, yes, either you have to copy or you have to download it. So in any case, integration limitations will be always there, because APIs will never be exposed. It's very difficult to get from them. Then reduce flexibility and forced downtime. Reduce flexibility and forced downtime, and like when they want to upgrade their system, they want to install a new build over there, then you have to adjust with their timings, and there will be forced downtime also. If they will say we are at so and so time, we are going to upgrade our SaaS application, then you don't have any option. You have to tell your customer that application will be down, even if it is Sunday and your customer wants it on Sunday. So you can't help it. So there will be forced downtime for that. And yes, with public clouds, as I said, everything is in cloud, so you will not be responsible for anything. It will be customers responsibility, means cloud provider responsibility, to take care of the infrastructure if anything is going down. Like it's a SaaS application, so everything will be on their head, like upgrading or creating a new build, or infrastructure, hardware, software upgrade, software maintenance, everything will be their duty. You don't have to do anything, just you have to pay for it. Then private cloud. Private cloud is like, as I said, army people and uh, your banking domain. They don't want their data to be exposed in public because they want their data to be secure. So you cannot get that privacy because there's virtualization, and people are using your the same resources. So security is little bit a toss for banking domain, where they want completely secured environment. So for that, what they do is they create public cloud in their infrastructure in their company, and that are managed by cloud providers, and they help them to set up and maintain. So there comes in the private cloud in the picture. Support and troubleshooting, you have benefits because cloud provider will help you maintenance and monitoring. For monitoring, they will provide you all the logs, what all activities are happening on your machines and everything. The private cloud, these are the benefits will be given by cloud providers, even though the infrastructure is in your own premises. Drawbacks, yes. When you have your own cloud, that means you have to occur cost for your physical location and everything. So cost you have to pay. Hardware, software compatibility, you have to look for that because these are your machines. So you have to be knowing that what hardware software compatibility will be required. So that will also be your headache, and expertise needed, of course, to see if anything goes wrong or something is required. Then where you don't want other people or cloud provider to touch your machines, so then you need your own expertise to look into the issues if you face anything, and for maintenance. So your organization, the company like banking and army will be responsible for end-to-end solution, and responsible for the service and client applications and the client systems that companies don't want cloud providers to touch. Then community cloud are not into that much into the market, but they are not used as much as public and private cloud are used. What happens if companies have same interest and same kind of infrastructure they are using, they go for community cloud. They sign some SLA and initial agreement. They have that, as we are working in the same domain, so let's deploy machines in such a way that it will be shared between both the companies or a couple of companies. So it kind of sharing between multiple organization, that is called community cloud. The only benefit what they get is because they have to pay less cost, and multi-tenancy will be given to them. But the drawback comes in ownership. When something goes wrong and any patching or something is required, who will take the responsibility? So for that, they have to sign the SLA, and initial agreement has to be decided in such a way that who will take the responsibility for what task and when. But it's not that common. Yeah. So for hybrid cloud, yeah, banking companies go for this kind of cloud model. That is public. Some machines are in public and some machines are in private. Like the data which they want to be secured, they will keep in their offices, in their on-prem, and the data they can expose. They will keep in public cloud. And yes, the flexibility will increase, but complex to implement because the networking part will come, VPN connection and everything, and then expertise required for different networks to maintain. So that complexity will be definitely there. And yes, what is there in public cloud will be maintained by service provider, and what is there in your environment will be completely company's responsibility. So it will be the share kind of task. Yeah, so cloud deployment models, I've just compared different type of model here. So a traditional IT, that is called your initially years ago, when the traditional IT was, your big servers were there, and you have to you needed a big space for them. Of course, cost will definitely come when you are buying big servers, and yes, and high SLA will be definitely there because they are in your they are in your environment. So you will provide maximum availability to the customer, and then dedicated on-prem also, the SLA will be always high, it is always private, so data will be always secured. And hybrid, yes, is a combination of on-prem or and cloud, public cloud and private cloud. So hybrid model, uh, 99.999 availability you can't provide because your data is there in your in cloud. And then the main thing is, when we talk about cloud and when we talk about cost, see, there are very hidden charges in cloud. So when we say about elasticity, availability and everything, so we have different kind of availability available in cloud. Like in Azure, availability 1, availability 2, availability 3, which kind of availability you want, because according to that you will be paying. So it is in the cloud, it will be always available? No, it is not the case. You have to buy the availability as per your requirement. So that is a hidden charge, people are not aware of it, that it is not always available. So maximum availability you want, you have to pay for that maximum availability. And yes, off premises, a public cloud infrastructure off premise by service provider, everything will be their responsibility. And when the companies are in public and they want to save their money, they don't go for very very high availability, otherwise the cost will be very high. But yes, of course, it will be always lesser than your on-prem. And next is multi-cloud. People always have a confusion between hybrid cloud and multi-cloud. Hybrid cloud is public and mixture of public and private cloud, and multi-cloud means different type of service providers comes in multi-cloud. Like if you are using some of the services from Azure, some of the services from AWS, some of the services from GCP, that is called multi-cloud. So that's the main difference in multi-cloud. I'm not going into depth today because it's just a demo session. So till now, do you guys have any question?
No, Deepti, from my side.
Okay. So I'll cover cloud service model. Then we'll come to the questions and about agenda. If you want to discuss later, what all will be done. Okay. So cloud service models. The main three outlined by NIST, that is software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Okay, so nowadays many things can come into the market. Database as a service, desktop as a service. Desktop as a service is a very good facility. I personally use it for my customer. So what they do is they will not provide you the VPN connection, and they will not go into that, because if VPN is down and so many problems are there, and they don't want to pay for that network. So what they do is they buy desktop. They purchase a virtual machine actually in cloud, in Azure or AWS, and then you will use a software to log into your desktop, and it will be available for you as a desktop as a service. So you'll feel as if you are using company's environment. And then hardware as a service and disaster as a service. The disaster recovery, so backup and restore can be done through disaster recovery. So nowadays companies are coming with different models just to attract customers and providing all the possible service that are possible in on-prem. Okay, so see, you can see this diagram. So what happens in computer related service stack is, you have your mechanical and electrical, your plug point, then your networking, then you have your physical servers. On that you have your virtualization layer, and on that top of that virtualization layer you deploy your operating system like Linux or Windows. And then on top of that your software comes, you want SQL server, you want Java application to be executed, or you want .NET application to run. And then your applications, like your Outlook or your Gmail or whatever application will be there, then you have your own laptop and you are connecting, you are a user, you are connecting to that. So this is a basic computer diagram that is actually modified in a different type of services like SaaS, infrastructure, or PaaS. So SaaS, what happens is SaaS is called software as a service. So you saw the diagram. So till network connection, it is your service provider's responsibility, from mechanical switching on, plugging in your device, physical device, to the application like your Gmail or your Outlook. Installing these applications will be your cloud provider's responsibility. Your user will just come and connect to the application irrespective of where it is deployed. They are not bothered where it is deployed. It is deployed in your own on-prem or in cloud. They're just using the service. Like for payroll, companies are using most of the companies use Oracle Oracle applications. So payrolls are outsourced for companies. So like that, they don't have to worry about that applications and uh, uh, the patching and maintaining and upgrade of applications or system or OS upgrade, anything, or security updates, any updates, anything is done by companies. So you just, your user will come, you'll buy complete as a complete thing, and software will be available. You are just paying for using it. So everything will be customer's responsibility to be to maintain. So SaaS characteristics, customization. See, you would have seen your Gmail. So normal customization is possible, like column here and there, and color and look and feel, little bit you can customize. But if you want to go for major customization, then companies have to, cloud providers have to uh, deploy a different or individual SaaS application for you, and for that money will come. Money, you have to pay for it. The cost will increase. So major customization is not possible for SaaS applications. The way Gmail looks for me, Gmail will be for you also. You cannot make more changes in Gmail application. So that is a one kind of characteristics, also a limitation also. So if you want to make changes, you have to pay for it. Support and maintenance, you don't have to worry about any upgrade, any patching, nothing. Everything will be done by them. uh, Analytics, yes, what they do is they see the usage, and they provide you the logs and graphs as per the usage, at what time how many concurrent users are logging into your to this application, and what time the bandwidth is used high, and when maximum people are coming in and using it. So as per your requirement, you can increase your infrastructure or decrease your infrastructure. And data will be mostly saved in your provider side. So if you want to create a report out of it, you have to uh, uh, download the data or copy the data from service provider to your to your machine. And for that, if you want a little bit security, of course will be on toss. So if you want to secure, then you have to go ahead with encryption. So, as I said, everything will be SaaS responsibilities. Everything will be uh, cloud providers' headache. You don't have to worry about anything. Just that when they will be doing and patching, they will you have to bear the downtime. And and then mostly they do it on weekend. Mostly not even Saturdays, Sundays they do. But sometimes some of the companies like Israel, they work on Sundays. So if your team, out of half of the team is sitting in India and half of the team sitting in Israel, so the Israel team has to bear the downtime. So that's the drawback comes with SaaS. Yeah, disparate locations. So they are generally SaaS applications are not always located in your geographical location. So they will be uh, they will be deployed anywhere in the world, and the data will be traveling through the public internet, and it has to travel long distance, so some latency you can feel in your environment. uh, and it is not that it will be very big latency, because in real world we have a facility for caching. I'll give you example for Netflix. So Netflix, if you want to watch a movie, or Amazon Prime, you want to watch a movie, so the movie will be actually hosted somewhere in US, let's say, and you are viewing it from India. So for that you will not feel that latency basically. Why? Because IT companies provide caching facilities, so data will be cached at different location worldwide, and you will not feel that latency. But yes, sometimes little latency is possible because of the long distances, but that problem has also been taken care in IT. Multi-tenancy. So, as I said, too much customization is not possible, because the same application is getting used by many companies and many people. So, customization will be, you have to pay for the customization, and then what they do is they deploy a different machine for you, and then accordingly, for patching and upgrade, when they do, the all the customization goes away most of the time, and they do it again. So, cost will be very high for customization. And other security challenges, as I said, data has to travel long distance, and data will be in the customers providers no, sorry, cloud provider side. So yes, security will be uh, can be a little issue. That is why banking people don't go for SaaS applications. So I've already given you example, like we use Zoom, Gmail, Outlook, Office 365. These all are examples of SaaS. Then platform as a service. So this diagram, as I have shown you, uh, platform as a service, till infrastructure will be provided by the service provider, but application will be yours. So till infrastructure you will use their services, it will be a platform. It's a platform you, when you, where you are deploying your application and using. So now the same thing, like customization will be easy, because it is your own application, and there will be no that much downtime. Like as I said, Israel team works on Sunday, so if you don't want to do it on Sunday, this Sunday I will do it on next Sunday, or some other time, or night time. So that all customization is possible in platform as a service. But the only thing is, application you have to maintain on your own. So building it and upgrade, and any build changes are there. So application related, any downtime is there, that will be users responsibility, not the the cloud providers responsibility. So again, I said customization is possible. uh, it's your application. So how you want to see the logs, how you want to get the data, what time you want to get the data, everything is in your environment. Data will be stored data will be stored at provider side, but customers will have the direct access, as we have in SaaS. Then responsibilities, as I already said, till operating system patching and antivirus, everything will be taken care by the service provider, but application patching and application related anything will be your own responsibility. You have to take care of it. Then past challenges, yes, or when operating system patching and everything is done, then there will be downtime, and you have to bear that. Security challenges, because operating system and database platforms, everything will be in their own platform, in their cloud providers environment. Then again, you will not have the direct access, and getting logs, and seeing activities, what is happening on operating system level, they will not provide you. So these are the examples of see Windows, Azure, or AWS, anything you can say. Platform as a service, you can deploy your virtual machines over there, and Linux or Windows, whichever machine you want to deploy, you can deploy over there. An application, you can deploy on your own. See, like as I said, .NET and The SQL Server, Java infrastructure, everything will be given by them. So they always keep them updated. So you will always get the latest build over there. You don't have to worry about that. But yes, application you can deploy your own. And then you can use it as a development machine. You can use it as a testing machine when you want. You keep it when you don't want, decommission it. So there's always difference between decommissioning a machine and deallocating a machine. Deallocating means you are shutting down a machine and you are still paying for the resources. Decommissioning means you are completely destroying that machine, so you will not be paying a penny for that. Then infrastructure as a service. So when it comes to infrastructure as a service, till virtualization layer, it will be service provider's responsibility. Your normal VM, virtual machine, when you deploy a virtual machine on Azure or AWS, EC2 instances in AWS, when you deploy them, operating system you have to choose on your own, which operating system you will use, Linux or Windows. So till virtualization layer, it will be cloud provider's responsibility. From operating system, choosing operating system and taking care of the software license. If you want to get your own license, you can get your own license in Azure and AWS anywhere. And if you want to use their licenses while deploying, you have to pay for it. So from operating system, so best example for this is a virtual machine in uh, Azure. And as I said, if you are getting your own operating system, then patching and antivirus will be your responsibility. Even if you are buying from them, they will just give you a prompt that new updates have come, you have to update your Windows machine or something like that. um, Unexpected cost, because you are paying for licensing in SaaS application. You were not paying for licensing for your OS, but here you have to pay for it. And then again, I said, if you are deploying that machine, sorry, if you are decommissioning that machine, then also you are paying for that. And managing availability, this will be covered in your agreement, or you will select while creating a virtual machine. If you are creating a virtual machine on the go, and then you have to choose the availability. So which kind of availability you will choose, that for that much amount you will pay as per the availability available in the cloud. And confusing SLAs. Trust me, everyone cannot understand their SLA. That is why there's a different billing team for Azure. So, because if you are in US, you have different laws. If you are in India, you have different laws. So, as per the law, your SLA changes as per your how much availability you want, and which kind of billing you want. Because we have managed applications, we have testing environment, we have DevOps. What all you will be using, how you will be using, will be added in your SLA. So that SLA a company should be able to understand. So there should be some experienced person should go ahead and read the SLA, because they are also there to make money. So if you keep your, many times it happens, people decommission their machine, just directly go and delete their virtual machines. But if you are directly delete your virtual machine, and you have not selected the option that disk should also be deleted when you are deleting a virtual machine, you will not be knowing about it, and your disk will be kept lying in a cloud provider, and you will be getting paid for it. And you'll be thinking that my virtual machine is deleted, so I'm not paying anything for it. So these kinds of SLAs are there in cloud providers. So this is how they make more money, and then at the end of the month, you will see that how I'm getting charged so much. So this we already covered what all we what is customers responsibility, and what is cloud providers responsibility in infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So for today, this much I have covered. So if we go ahead with sessions, then we'll go and have a deep dive for cloud testing.